What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Brothers, Keke Palmer is a very attractive and talented young woman. The life, the goals, everything is ahead of her. She's accomplished quite a lot in her short career. But you know what? Sometimes people need to explore other things. And for women, the urge to reproduce is very urgent for some, right? And I think that what's happening is we're seeing this all the time. Let's look at Keisha Cole and Nico Kale. Had a kid with him. She was well into almost her 40s, or going to her late 30s when they met. Then we've seen it with Tia Mowry and Corey Hardrict and Keke Palmer. And the reason why I'm mentioning these ladies is because in each case, every lady is doing better than the mate. And in this case, that's also the truth. Keke Palmer is very, very popular. She's dating Darius Dalton, who his brother is Sarunas Jackson in the Insecure show. He's not like her. He's not as successful as her. Not the least a little bit. He's somewhat known, but he's not as known as her. The question is, then why is she having a child by him? And this is something that the goalpost has shifted in the last few years. Black women in the 90s were telling black men, you are not on our level. Okay, I remember that quite fervently. It was obvious. It was to the point. It was very transparent. You black men are not on our level, and if you're dating somebody who's not on the person's level, then you shouldn't deal with him. No matter if he was a really good man or hardworking man or not, he's just not there. But then what I've noticed is that I've seen a lot of ladies who are looking at the guy in terms of what his physicality is and saying, I like this guy. I like being intimate with him. And if I got a baby by the guy, at least my child would have decent genetics. Other than that, I don't feel anything that's long-term with this guy. He's not somebody I really can respect. But having a baby by him is fine because me and the child can go along by ourselves. And what's the point of him being here? And you know what? Slowly but surely, that hypocrisy of, you guys are not on my level, to, okay, he's good looking and I like him, I'll have a baby by him, but don't be with him, has somewhat conflated into one big confusing situation that many of us as African American men just cannot understand. How at one point is this guy not on your level, but at the same time, we can also justify the fact that you will have a baby by him and then leave him alone because he's never what you wanted to be in the first place, and you did this on purpose. All right, so then I don't have a problem with that. If you say that this guy's not on your level, but then you still have a baby by the guy who's not on your level, I don't have an issue with it. I don't understand it, and I think that many guys really don't understand a lot of things that women do. Maybe it's not for us to understand, or it shouldn't make sense to us. It could be that. I don't know. I don't worry myself about the unknown. And I think that any man, I believe that if you try to figure out how women reason to things, it's going to be quite difficult being a man. And so I try not to understand what I don't know and just accept the fact that women do things much differently than I do. So that's fine. Here's the part that I do understand though. I understand that whatever decision that you made and the consequence that was leveraged behind it shouldn't result in a complaint about that behavior that you participated in. That's what I'm dealing with now. And what I found out is that women will go ahead and they will do such situations. Situation in which I gravely will admit I don't understand. But then at the same time, when it doesn't turn out as planned because it wasn't thought out, it's all of a sudden the guy's fault that she picked. All of a sudden it's that person's fault. So then what I want to know is, when Keke Palmer and this guy split up, what are we going to see in the comment sections on the Shade Room on Instagram? Because it's obvious it's going to happen. They're not going to stay together. The guy wasn't selected for her and him to stay together. What you're going to see is the same thing you saw with Devon Franklin and Megan Good. The same thing you saw with Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. Dump him. He ain't worth your time. You can do better. You're going to see that. And so the question is, if she could do better, then why didn't she do better than him right now? I mean, that's the question, right? I mean, she's obviously very beautiful, obviously very talented. She was open to dating white guys because there was a bunch of pictures of her kissing guys in the mouth that were white. I believe she might even be bisexual. I don't know. It's today's world. You don't know what's going on here. So then why is this guy the ultimate person out of the others? And that's what I typically hear from women. Well, you can do better than that person. When after the woman has a child, it becomes less difficult for that woman to get another guy, not because she's unattractive or anything. It's just that, the woman has more responsibilities to the new child. And then a lot of guys who are doing very well might not want to, be in that kind of situation. Because dating women with children is more difficult for many guys than dating women without children. It's an added responsibility that I think a man needs to really look at and say, I'm going to take on said responsibility of this woman and the child. But if I don't have to, why should I have to do it? It's not that guys wouldn't do it, but guys are weighing their options like anybody else. So my question is, what does this teach women that are Keke Palmer's fans in general? Because everything is congratulated. Oh, you're having a baby, congratulations. God has blessed you. But then that's in the moment. Let's come back and look at it 5 years from now. Then what you'll see is how bad the guy was, how terrible he was. The guy didn't care about me. He's insensitive. He's all of these things. He doesn't want to take care of the kid. He doesn't want to come and see the kid. I mean, we've seen that with Jesse Williams and Aaron Drake Lee. Here was another situation where the woman was doing much better than him at the time, and then he started doing better and didn't want the lady anymore, and then all of a sudden here goes the dragging. And again, when we're looking at the black community, are we selecting partners based on the fact that we want kids? Like, I want to have a kid right now, so I'm going to deal with you. If you go, it's fine. It's okay. I ain't got enough money to take care of the kid. Maybe Rihanna has enough money. Maybe Keke Palmer has enough money. What about the lady in Brooklyn who's making $40,000 a year in 32? I just want to have a baby. 35. Want to have a baby. What about the dad? Who cares about the dad? Then you talk about how dangerous communities are. You talk about how there are no businesses. How are there no men building these things? And of course, yes, you have unproductive black men. I'm not saying that we don't. But who can be accountable for the mates that we are selecting? It kind of goes it goes unnoticed, not talked about. And this is what you're going to see. A bunch of congratulations. Then when it doesn't work, a bunch of unaccountability for why that happened. And then let's do it again and you deserve better. When clearly life doesn't work like that. It's not what life's about. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.